What's up? What's up? Give us a second. We're going to get this tweeted out real quick and then start talking about NFT art talk. Man, I love that 4D track. Love that track by Karthik. It's been opening us up each episode. Welcome to NFT Art Talk, everyone. We're here Monday through Friday, daily, talking about our experience in the NFT art scene. We're going to be talking about what we are doing as artists and also the art and artists that inspire us and maybe some hot topics that have our eye in the NFT, art, music, fashion, general cultural space. Our primary focus is really just to have fun, vibe out, listen to some music with people who are interested in NFTs. The community around NFTs is growing fast, and we welcome all to come in, experiment, explore, and learn with us. Welcome to our community of acceptance and celebration. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay in touch with us. We are still running our giveaway. We're 2 subscribers away from the magic 10, and then we'll be getting some one-of-a-kind unique tracks out to all those people that really got in with us in the beginning. So don't forget to like and subscribe right there below us. Hit that bell, get notifications so you know when we're live. And hit us up on Twitter. We're always there hanging out. You can shoot us messages if you want to come on the show and talk about your project or just have any questions or follow-up. Also hit us up in the chat while we're here live today. We're always hosting spaces, so come on in, join the stage. Let's keep this conversation going and this community growing. In today's episode, we're going to talk about some NFTs and NFT artists and projects that have our interest. Also, a little bit of news and some events going on that we just want to share for one reason or another. So without further ado, I'm going to say what's up, Karthik NFTs. How's your day going, man?
It's going good, man. The weather's real nice here in Austin, Texas. Get to be around NFT artists like you talking about the NFT scene, man. And a lot of this morning, I was kind of just on Twitter Spaces, honestly, listening to artist stories and still trip out on that, man. Just everybody around the world telling their stories.
Yeah, man. I'm actually looking to see if we're having some technical difficulties potentially on YouTube here. Do you see it streaming on yours?
Let me see.
Sorry, if we are live, cool. Thanks for kicking it. Oh, wait. Oh, we are live. We are indeed live. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've been having a few technical difficulties this morning, afternoon, whatever, wherever time it is, wherever you are. And I just wanted to make sure that that was still indeed the case, that we were live. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, I'm having a great day. I was telling you before we got on, I just booked a big family trip, and I'm excited to go visit my family here in a month, and just, our community is growing so fast, and we're so grateful for everyone that tunes in with us every day, contributes, likes, whatever you can do. Um, we're really excited to be here doing this.
Yeah, man. Every day is a new journey, I think, in this whole space. So I'm always learning more about myself and the people around me and just the community. I think the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about was Decentraland. Actually,
Yeah.
I was just trying to understand what it's like to be there. And honestly, it's not that big of a jump. If you played video games in the past, it's kind of just like I know I played a lot of 2K, so they would have like in the parks and stuff, like people could come together when they're like street balling, and you're just kind of chatting with people. So it's kind of similar to that in the Decentraland world or any role playing game. And you get to have first person or third person view. I found first person view is a little bit easier to navigate the whole scene with because you're able to. I was using my keyboard and my mouse, so it seemed like easier to navigate with that, like a first person shooter game. But yeah, I was just kind of rolling around there, just getting the vibe of it. They have like art galleries. This is what I thought was pretty cool about it. They have art galleries in specific places in Decentraland where your open sea pieces or foundation pieces can actually be displayed. So I thought that was pretty cool because I was trying to go around and find anybody kind of own those spaces to see if they could showcase not only my gallery, but a couple of my friends' galleries and the people I know. And I just thought it was interesting, like that's actually happening now in like a metaverse where you can actually go pitch your art and your art can actually be sold in that metaverse, right? I would have never thought of like that would happen this fast, honestly. But just to go in there and see that was pretty cool. And my first experience in there actually was there's a Boy George concert, and I think it was just like two people, me and someone else. But that's where I found out like he had pieces of NFT artwork around there that I was just like watching, and I was like, oh, okay, like you could actually sell your NFT visual artwork or JPEG artwork while you have a show going on. And it was like a YouTube kind of stream show he was playing. So I thought it was pretty cool. I want to investigate a little bit more. It seemed like the plazas and some of like the casino houses were more popping, honestly. But they were spaces dedicated to different galleries. I even found a space that was for open sea. So I'm going to venture off in it a little bit more and try to discover it. And I'm hopefully going to put on like some kind of gallery / music show. But yeah, I don't know, Moshe, if you want to kind of talk about Sandbox. I know you were investigating that. That's another metaverse that's kind of popping off right now as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely vibing on both of the spaces. I finally got my avatars built in both, which I thought was pretty fun. Like my avatars don't look anything like me, honestly. I was really vibing on that. I stayed in the same gender, but like outside of that, I don't know that you would never guess what I actually look like if that's where you met me. It was in the metaverse, but I had a similar experience, honestly. And I started out in Sandbox because I just heard so much about it, and Snoop and like all these like big time influencers have like land there with events that happen. And I got in there. It was super easy to like build the avatar and kind of understand how to like you could build your own game. And I had seen some people that had built NFTs in Sandbox, which you can do. Like you can build. They have like an NFT builder, and honestly, it was kind of hard to like for me to get my avatar into a space. I'm still kind of figuring that out. Like kind of outside of like I can build the avatar. Am I like waiting for an event? Like I'm trying to figure out exactly what's happening in there. Like in Decentraland, it was actually super easy. It was just like I connected my wallet. It took me through like the avatar building stages, which actually had more options than Sandbox. And then it like immediately just said like all these events popped up, and it's like you can go join the event. And then it takes you to like a room like what you were just talking about. It was like me and like 3 other people like avatar dancing to like some music, and then like you can look around the room and engage with a bunch of stuff, mostly NFTs that are in there. Whether that's like artwork on the wall or like the dope dresser that was like positioned against the wall too.
Yeah,
Man, I wandered into this like wild space on Decentraland that was like, it had like this pretty cool kind of like Arab music going on in the background. Or Middle Eastern, like I don't know, if you listen to world music, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have no clue, then you're probably like, I don't know. But anyways, I like music of all types, so I was just like vibing in there, and it had like all these pictures of like Middle Eastern leaders everywhere. I was like, I have no clue where I am. Eventually, I just kind of rolled out of there to see what else was going on. I just wanted to find like rock rooms and hip hop, like just more of the genre I really vibe with my music, but I didn't actually go and talk to anyone. So I'm gonna go in there tonight. If anybody's hanging out, look out for me. My avatar's name is DJ Fetus because I was like, I'm new to this, but yeah, I want to go talk to some people in the metaverse and get some advice on like where to go hang out. And I definitely want to like get some land in there and like curate our own space. For people who are new to like what this metaverse is, you can essentially go on OpenSea and buy a plot of land in Sandbox or in Decentraland, and then within the like their programs, once you have that land, it kind of like transfers into the video game, and then you can build your world on top of that video game where people can come and hang out and do whatever you want. Eventually, like without getting too far into the weeds, like you can also connect your wallets and like show off your collections in those spaces to people. Like I think it's going to be a whole world of like a new way for us to connect internationally for sure.
Right. It's like a new way of like exposing your art, and also a new way of like commerce, that's kind of opened up. So
And connection, dude, right? Like
and connection,
I can
yeah.
just go chat with you, like, and it's not about like what I look like or who I am. It's just about some common interest we have, you know?
And I know I was in these Twitter spaces and just talking about the art and the music and the visuals I'm making. A couple people even hit me up immediately. It's like, do you want to come play in my metaverse? We can display your art there. You can have the show. So even in that aspect, I was getting offered shows real quick, just because the opportunity is there right now.
Yeah, actually, I did stumble upon like a Sandbox accelerator program, I think it was, where they were looking for people who have experience with either artists and creatives or tech dev or something, but basically you have an idea that you want to take to the metaverse, and they'll give you some seed money and some other stuff. I think it's a growing space. We're excited to cover it here on our show, as kind of like users, probably landowners sooner than later, I would assume, like, and just generally like engaging with this whole new Web3 environment. So we'll definitely make sure we share our experience with you. Like we said, we're still kind of figuring it out, but Decentraland seemed way easier to just like build avatar, immediately be able to talk to people. But I may just be being tech illiterate. Like, I don't know.
No, I agree with
you. It was like 12.
Process...
I was like, I want to go metaverse dancing right now. It's like midnight and I'm fucking tired.
The process seemed pretty easy. You just shape your face and your head how you want to and put your clothes on there. Kind of just like any kind of game, if you've ever played any video games. There's one thing I was going to add to the Decentraland talk is like, there's actually going to be a metaverse fashion show that's kind of happening there, I think in like mid-March, where a lot of these big brands are going to be involved with it. So that was one thing why I kind of wanted to go check that out, because I was like, hey, these big brands getting involved in this fashion show. I think it's called the inaugural Metaverse Fashion Week. So I think it's going to be happening all week. It says MVFW will become publicly available across the globe on March 24th with no ticket necessary. Fashion labels and investors will be able to purchase digital land in order to facilitate shows, concerts, after parties, and more throughout the blockchain-backed experience. So that's kind of what spurred me to kind of go look at that, honestly, because I was like, okay, not only as an artist can you sell your artwork, but now you could create fashion items depending on your artwork and then possibly sell it in that metaverse.
And I think I see you just sent me the link too. So after we're live, we'll go back and update the description below for anybody that wants a link to what Karthik's talking about. We can't do it while we're live, but shortly after we will. Yeah, I mean, it just feels this is how it's all tied together. Not to mention, I mean, we're just talking about this from a community, a communication, engagement, like Karthik saying, even really high level commerce thoughts. This doesn't even begin to broach the technology implications of what's happening in the metaverse and what's going to be happening, and how it could potentially bridge all of the cryptocurrencies together. There's just a lot of things that I think are happening in there, and VR gets tied in. I mean, this is obviously the future, but we won't take up too much of your time on this virtual world. But we will say, if you're in there and you see us, come say what's up, and we're certainly going to be saying what's up to people. And soon, as Karthik mentioned, sooner than later, you'll see us in there performing our music and showing off our art for sure, because we're going to figure it out. So today, before we dive into some artists that we're really vibing on, because I think we've pretty much decided that that's going to be a big format of this show, is just, we're here to just talk art, hang out, listen to music. All the music you hear in the background is music that Karthik and I created, either Karthik on his side project, Karthik NFTs, or me on my project, DJ Fetus, or our band that's been together for 15 years, our band. You can see our logo over there. So quick chill, gotta get it in. But today we're gonna show a couple of hot topics, things that have kind of caught our eye, events happening in this Web3 space, and then also some artists that are inspiring us. So let me get a quick share screen so Karthik can see what we're all seeing here, and then we'll dive into this a little bit. All right. So Karthik, you wanna start us off here with this Snoop Dogg Gary V?
Oh yeah. We'll talk about the news real quick. So I just thought this is kind of interesting. This is kind of just an update on kind of like publicly known or globally known NFT news. According to data from DApp Radar, the non-fungible token portfolios belonging to iconic rapper Snoop Dogg and popular entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk are worth a combined $95 million. Vaynerchuk's wallet holds the lion's share of the value, with 81.89 million at the time of this writing. His holdings include multiple NFTs from top collections such as CryptoPunks. He owns a whopping 60 in total. The Bored Ape Yacht Club and World of Women. Just kind of like just shows you some of these whales, I guess, in the space, NFT whales, and you know how they're all kind of banding together and they kind of get collections together to kind of push. Another one is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's an avid NFT collector, and his wallet also holds multiple CryptoPunks, Meebits, Denza NFTs, with his most expensive NFT being CryptoPunk number 3831, worth 2.57 million at current prices. So that's another example. Snoop Dogg just being a whale in this game. Snoop Dogg's presence on the list is no surprise. He has launched various NFT projects, snapped up virtual property in the metaverse, and partnered with Sandbox in late January to launch Snoop Avatar. So Moshe was mentioning that previously about Snoop getting land in Sandbox. So, you know, he's a big proponent and, you know, part of this community. Vaynerchuk is also highly active in the scene, launching his own project called VeeFriends, which has generated more than 132K worth of secondary sales since its launch in May 2021. I think with the VeeFriends, what he's trying to do is trying to do like a VCon conference, stuff like that. So the NFT gets you into that conference. So it's kind of adding that live aspect to it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that, because like, it's, first of all, I think it's really nice to see this being, you know, you got a lot of artists up here that are not only like contributing to the NFT community as artists, but also as collectors. So it's, you know, again, like this community, it's just another point of like this community being driven by artists, for artists, you know. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's the whole push, right? The journey of like the artists and seeing how they've been taken advantage of over the years. You finally have a new like renaissance almost in the art and in the finance, that these people can kind of like come through and own some of the stuff and actually be the artist and know what it means to create.
Yeah.
And help push the movement forward.
Yeah, and sorry, just to be clear, like I know that this isn't like necessarily the biggest wallets on the blockchain. These are just kind of like celebrities and what they're doing. So it's like, you know, it's just seeing that these guys are taking the step out and to teach like everyone about the power of what these NFTs can do, I think is really, really awesome. Because like you said, it's not just that they're collecting all these various pieces, but they're going out and they're telling everyone about it and being like, everyone get in here and let's do this together, you know?
Yeah, so like maybe follow these people because they're big influencers in the space of like where it can head to and such. So just pretty cool to see all that. This is another interesting article about, I guess, K-pop star that he received pushback from fans in relation to NFT collectors that she and her agency, the BIS company, launched last week. The Sumia Club project was launched on Feb 23rd and consists of 10K computer-generated NFTs depicting various cartoon Sumi avatars. However, some of her fans slammed the artist for just wanting to make some quick cash for a company. On Monday, Sumi shared a statement from Abyss Company regarding the backlash. Although the firm simply reiterated its long-term stance on the project, it did not appear to address any of the concerns from the fans, noting that we kindly ask for you to continuously love and support in our artist's future performance. I think a lot of this is like, it's such a new space, right? So they're just trying to figure it out and trying to figure out how to distribute it equitably exactly when you have a huge fan base and you have a limited collection in such a new system with like gas fees and all these things. Like the fans always going to look for the best deal, and I totally understand that. So it's just like, how do you distribute these NFTs correctly that everybody gets happy? But it's always going to be coming back to the limited quantity of what's going on in that space. I don't know if you wanted to add anything like that, Moshe.
No, I mean, I think I agree with you, and I think like, yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it. I think we should keep going through some news.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Another thing I saw was that Dolly Parton's launching Dollyverse. So Dolly Parton's an old school country musician, actually. Renowned country music icon Dolly Parton's launching an NFT collection in a marketplace dubbed Dollyverse. While the name implies something related to virtual reality in the metaverse, Parton's project essentially consists of tokenized artwork and music as part of her promo for her upcoming album Run Rose Run. So that's kind of cool. She's releasing a new album and trying to bridge it to the new generation. The album is also accompanied by a book bearing the same name as the album that was co-authored by James Patterson, a best-selling author with titles such as Alex Cross, Michael Bennett, and The Women's Murder Club. Dollyverse platform was developed by Alluvio and will host the NFT sales along with a live stream musical performance on March 18th featuring Parton and songs from the new album. The NFTs will be up for sale during and after the live performance, and users who watch the performance will also receive free NFTs that authenticate their attendance at such a landmark event. It's pretty cool. It's just kind of wrapping up like the whole, how do we have like a metaverse music concert? I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, and talking about some cool utilities and like really embracing what some of this stuff is, because I do think when we talk about the music industry a lot, this comes up. It's like you have to think about more. This is more than what we're normally used to. Being able to get from an experience at a show, or even when you purchase a piece of art for your home. It's much more now. Well, dude, thanks so much for keeping us abreast of the situation in NFT news. I thought another thing that we could talk about real quick before we dive into some artists that are really inspiring us is something that I initially stumbled upon, but honestly, this ape community has just got me. Like, they have me in their spaces. I'm totally inspired by everything that they're doing, and I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the ape raffle. They had an ape raffle AMA yesterday. Follow at ape raffle. It should be, I know their website's down below in the description. They're minting on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I just think this is just the coolest thing. It's like a couple of people in these communities. I first got introduced because I saw Funky Flies, one of the collections, and I was on Spaces with them live as they minted that out. That was just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And in that amount of time, I've just been like, man, it may have only been a week ago. I don't even know. Time is linear, but I just think this is really cool. I wanted to make sure anybody tuning in knew about it and just know about what these guys are doing for their community, because I think it's really inspiring. Basically, it's a raffle. You buy an NFT off of their gallery in OpenSea, and then dependent on how many tickets they like how many tickets they mint will determine on the prize pool. So the goal is to get up to 4,200 or 4,200 mints. Like if they sell 4,200 tickets, they're going to give away a Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is just, I mean, that is a life-changing piece of any collector or anyone in the NFT space. Not to mention the community that you join as a holder of some of these. And honestly, everything I've seen for their giveaways seem like I've never actually like won one of the giveaways, but I've definitely entered a few of them. And I missed my chance on their first Ape raffle where they only had 100 tickets. But, you know, they're on the AMA. They were talking about all sorts of unique utilities. So if you buy a ticket, you'll have opportunities in the future to earn other things. I know with the first 100 people from their first raffle, if you minted one of their first 100 tickets, they give you a free mint of this one. So they're basically giving you a free ticket into this raffle. I mean, it sounds like they're going to give away like potentially hundreds of these and of these NFTs that, like I said, I think the NFTs have value, but just the communities that you join when you hold these, I think are very powerful for anybody that wants to collect or create NFTs. And I don't know, I just got a lot of respect for these guys. I know Aleph is one, Aleph Queen, DVL, the Crystal King, he's like hosting daily spaces. These are just people that I've started following in their space. Aaron, who I think was like a winner originally and is just seems like the coolest guy around. Anyways, I think this is really cool. If you have 0.0420 420 ETH, you might consider trying to get a mint on Friday. I know I'm going to. We're not paid to put these guys on or anything. I can only vouch for them. As I said, I've known them for a few weeks, but this seems really cool, and I'm excited to be a part of their community. Yeah, I know, Karthik, you were kind of like asking me if I knew answers to questions. I might know some. I didn't know if you had any. Maybe I know an answer.
I mean, yeah, I think it's just cool what they're doing, honestly. I need to experience a little bit more, but every story you've been telling me, it's kind of like they're just trying to like get more people involved in like what's going on in the community. And by raffling off some of these big pieces, it's just like, it's almost like winning a lotto almost in a sense. But they're trying to push like this new artist movement, right? And I remember you were saying, I guess you were listening and someone was singing in it, right? That lady that we were talking about in the last episode, and she was able to like sell some of her artwork in some of those forums because it was just bringing together artists and collectors, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, just yesterday during the AMA for Ape Raffle, one of the guys who leads this community, Aleph1, he just purchased her one-of-one Dutch auction right out of her OpenSea account, right there live, like after she performed like a Willie Nelson song of everyone in the world. It's like Willie Nelson. I was like, that's so tight. Yeah, I mean, you know, Karthik and I are based in Texas, so that's our Willie Nelson connection. We've promoted shows and hung out with him a bunch, but I don't know. It was just like a special moment. I thought it was so cool to be a part of it. I actually think they're going to put that one-of-one in the Ape Raffle too. But just like as an artist, it's inspiring. It makes, and, as artists, these are the communities I believe that we've always wanted to be a part of. Like we've been striving for so long to find like-minded people that like really believe in artists and believe in what artists can bring to the table, and to see like these communities, not just this, like the ape community, but like so many of these communities just banding together around artists and understanding that like we're all here to like propel this like positive energy. I don't know. That's kind of how these guys got me, because I just kind of felt that. Like honestly, I just mentioned a few people on pretty much all of the spaces that I've been on following these guys. I'm really impressed. I think it's really cool, and I'm very excited to continue to be a part of this community and talk about it here, as I grow here too. So, yeah,
I totally get it.
It's
man.
the type of trust people can do, it's Karthik and I talk about this a lot. It's like as I'm saying it here on the show, it's like it's weird to trust someone that you've never really like sat down with and said like, "Hey, what's up?" and hung out with them for years. But honestly, what the way that you can build connections in this Web3 space where I mean, sure, but like I do feel like, I can go into Twitter Spaces and we can talk every day if I want to, and I can like people are available and much more available. I mean, imagine eventually like you'll be dancing with people on the dance floor in Decentraland. I just think it's just a really interesting time. Sorry. What were you saying?
Hey, dude, I get it. As an artist, you always look at things through like a vibe perspective or the feeling you get from, the people you're either jamming with or hanging with or you're building a community with. So what Merch was kind of referring to is like when you're in these spaces and you either hear from the artists or collectors. One, if you're like an artist, you just kind of you gravitate to artists because they have like minds and they have respect for each other's like artwork and the time they put into it. And then when you see the collectors or the people just want to get near the artists, they're so open to hear the stories of the artists and what they're doing. I was even joking with my friends, like, man, walking down the street, you rarely hear someone come up to you and be like, what kind of art you make, or how does the art make you feel? But in these spaces and in these communities, they're just like, tell us how your art is. Tell us what your art feels like. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing to see that in combination with how they're trying to give away things that might change people's lives that are just correlated to the art. I just think it's just so badass.
I agree. And just the ability to like we said, like some people might like take something like this and just immediately win it and be like, okay, I'm done. Like I just made my money. I think a lot of people who are in this are going to be saying, I am here I want to join this community and I just got like a golden ticket to join this community, and I've been saving up to join this community, and this is like, not only the ape raffle community and what the ape raffle sounds like they're about to do, but also like the community around the NFT that you just won. And that I truly believe that like those communities, when you win that, they're going to welcome you in because they're going to say, wow, like, come do more. So I just think this is really cool, and I'm glad we had a moment to talk about it. Let's dive into some of the artists that are inspiring us to kind of wrap up our show today.
Yeah, I wanted to actually talk about this first one. Alyssa Bohe, I believe is the name. I want to just give her much love. Actually, I think it's a couple that actually does it. But I asked him for a foundation invite because I actually thought this Anubis piece was real tight. And it's just cool. Like I just needed a foundation invite. Found a tight artist on Twitter, and they were more than cool to give me the invite. And I was just like, man, this is what I'm talking about. How cool the community is, right? They want to see each other succeed, and they want to help each other do well. I just thought this was cool because it's a digital animation, and it has a cool kind of like I guess it's Anubis or like dog from looks like from the Egyptian kind of times, and then you got Saturn in the background with. Seems like UFO lights kind of going off.
But yeah, I can see like I can see like a common theme between you and some of your stuff because you have a lot of like the intergalactic, energy.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah.
So kind of makes sense why they might also vibe on some of your stuff. But yeah, this piece is dope. 0.33 ETH.
And it's a video music, and they created by Ali Sabuhi. I want to say maybe the couple was like one of, because on the DM she was just like, I believe it was a girl that was saying, hey, I kind of promoted a little bit more, but yeah, they kind of promoted and do it together. I just thought it was cool. I'm
gonna see if I can get the music on here.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear it. Wow. Wow. Don't forget to push play. Let that be a reminder.
Yeah, the
That
sound
changes
button
the
they know.
whole experience.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like I've been pitching some in spaces, and they get tripped out because I'm like, yeah, it's the music, and they're like, well, I can't really listen to music while I'm doing the broadcast. But I always say like the music almost seems like it brings these images or videos more to life. So yeah, that's like the other half aspect. We got to hear the music with the visuals.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget too, because like nothing tells you like turn the sound on. You know, I was just looking at
Mm,
this like, damn, this is dope. Then I turn on this little button here,
right.
and I'm like, what? Now it has like a soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, you guys definitely check out here. Let's make sure we get here's
Yeah,
some
maybe go
follow
to Twitter
information.
too.
Uh, you know, this thing
Let's
is kind of hard
see.
to like move around. But
Okay,
we do have links down in the description below
right.
already right now. We did that before we came on live, so you don't have to wait for that. Um, okay, let's move on to the next one here in Foundation. I think right.
Yeah, Gold NFT. They followed me back. I thought their artwork was pretty tight. It seems like a mesh of like pop culture stuff. I saw them use some apes and like 3D. I thought that was cool. And go to that 3D full one maybe if you could pop that one up. And it was just kind of like walking animations of like
Elon
these
Musk.
apes, Elon Musk. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. I think one of them right now has a current bid of 0.11. Ending in the next 16 hours. But yeah, I thought the artwork they were doing was pretty tight. It's kind of similar to that, I guess, imaginary one. Some of these people are now doing these like walking animations, basically with layers of whatever characters they want to convey in the art piece. So I just thought this was cool, kind of like way of conveying that in his
Right.
collection.
Run Vitalik, run. That's real tight. Yeah, here, let me make sure I get some contact information on the screen for anybody watching. But again, everything is down below. Um, at Gold
Yes,
NFT in Foundation, if you're in Foundation. Again, all these are in the foundation.app, which is an market. It's a marketplace, NFT marketplace and exchange. You want to keep going?
yeah, let me go to this is the last one I kind of want to just review real quick. It was called the Clay Boys. Um, just another cool little collection I found on Foundation. Just been researching more on Foundation. I've been on OpenSea for a few months now, probably like 6 to 8 months. So I've got new into Foundation recently. So I just kind of wanted to check out, what's trending there, what's popping off, and I thought this was another cool one. The same kind of imaginary ones, kind of the way of animating where you see the figure walk and but yeah, it just has different layers to it. I thought it was a real cool one. They have little interactions. I see Racing Boy, Fireman, Paper Boy, Invisible Boy. But yeah, I just thought the art was real tight, honestly. Just going around here, that's what's kind of cool about these marketplaces. You can kind of just find cool art. They always say Foundation's a little bit more curated, and there's another one super rare. We'll probably do a review on that one pretty soon sometime. But this Foundation one seems a little bit more curated. The aesthetics of it just seem a little bit cleaner for presentation purposes. Doesn't change what the NFT is, but yeah, these were the three that I kind of found the last couple of days that I just thought were cool artworks that we should highlight on this show, honestly.
Man, I want like all of these on the walls. I want to be able to like exchange these into like my. That's what I'm saying. I want like a space in Decentraland where I can just like showcase like stuff like this. Just like come in here and buy like 6 of them. Uh, I don't know. And also again, I thought like how fun this would be. These are just really fun. I really like this artist. I want to buy one of these
Yeah.
for my kid too. It's really and like the way that like the animation is on the ground just to add additional motion under each of them, I think is really
Hmm.
cool. Um, yeah, thanks for putting us on to this guy. I'm definitely gonna have to,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
girl,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
oh, lady, oh, a simple guy, I don't know,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
whatever. Doesn't matter to us your gender. um, but this is really cool. Thank you so much for putting us on here, and you guys follow WinHut. for some more cool stuff if you're on Foundation. Yeah, I pulled an artist I wanted to talk about, and then I know Karthik has one more, and then we'll probably bounce out. So this is Humans. Um, I first kind of found him on a space, humans.club on Twitter. Um, I know he is. So it was kind of. I like his artwork a lot. I really do. I think this is cool. It looks like these are going to be some of them. I believe he's whitelisting right now. It kind of looks that way. He has two things active in the gallery, and then the rest of them look like they're probably being whitelisted in some capacity. He honestly, what really got me, I saw him in a few spaces, and he just keeps it real. Honestly, I thought it was pretty funny. Like he was making jokes and some pretty fun like MC type sounds at various times, but also like kept it super real. Like he was in a space and he was leading it, and it was all about like mental health and what everyone's been going through during the pandemic, and that it was just kind of everyone was in there just to support each other and be there, not to like judge or anything like that. And I think I had that experience, and I just started following, or I try to get to as many of his spaces as I can. I can't wait to see the reveal on his art. And again, that's Humans. I love, the stuff he publishes to his Twitter page. I think is so cool. I love this thing, and this Snoop Dogg one that's pretty tight. But yeah, I think he's a great follow on Twitter, and I'm really excited to see his artwork come out, because I know he seems like a guy that's really keeping it real and just helping build this community, not only by participating but building a platform for him and his people. And I think he's based in London, maybe somewhere in England, I think. But yeah, I wanted to talk about him because he seems like a cool guy.
That's a cool collection, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems real tight. I gotta like look into him a little bit more and see everything he's already done. Um, but yeah, that's a dope find, actually.
Yeah. Cool, man. And then I thought we could wrap it up here with I don't want to butcher her name, Yatreda.
Yeah, Trader. Yeah, this was just another dope collection. Maybe look at the strong hair one. That's the one I'm kind of like, wow, this is pretty tight. What I really liked about this collection actually is it's they're just rotating a camera around a person getting a haircut or just showing their hair what it looks like. But what I really liked about it, it just shows the beauty of like a human being, and the artistic nature of just haircuts and creating hair, and maybe the look of like just the cultural look of those people, right? And just the simplicity of just rotating camera around it is just badass artwork, right? Badass representation of just human nature artwork, and humans connecting with other humans to understand they are art. But yeah, I don't know, I love this collection, just the simplicity of it, and also just showcasing a culture. It looks tribal in a sense, but I know coming from India, there's a lot of tribal cultures there and a lot of rural areas. So whenever I see something like this, it kind of connects me back to that, just understanding the roots of it and just the beauty of, within those cultures that are ancient and still living away, that are true to their ancestors.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a great, artist to kind of feature towards the end of our show here, because I think it does. It makes an emphatic point, like you are who you are, and you're beautiful, and you should be celebrated. And I know in my family, like hair can be a pretty big deal for a lot of different reasons, and I love that this artist just takes hair and celebrates it it feels very cultural. It celebrates it as like a cultural distinction, as a way to be unique, as a way to celebrate your culture, as a way to express yourself. And I know that's like the way, I try to like look at it and understand that, like, I think especially in our culture today, where there's a lot of false sense of what beauty is, that this particular this artist is definitely something that I would love to get behind and support, because I think there's so much beauty in this, and I mean, I love braids, and I love how like braids are like, especially by a lot of African American women and men, are just being reclaimed as something that's like beautiful and dominant and powerful. And I'm here for it. You know, I'm 100% here for it. Link is down below, guys. Don't forget. So if you like any of these, go give them a follow. If you really like them, add them to your collection. Here, let's make sure we get a little. Just leave that there for a second for anybody watching at home. Wow, man, this was an awesome one. I'm really glad you shared this with us. Thanks for finding your trader.
Yeah, it's like you just said. It's just showcasing the beauty of all humanity, right? And I think all art is that. It's just real cool just for someone to display it in that kind of way.
Right? We should hit him up and be like, yo, you want to come talk to us about this? Like, this would be tight.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us. We always tell ourselves before we get on, hey, let's make this 30 minutes. And then it's like, that's never going to happen because we're just having way too much fun with you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for vibing. Again, we're just going to keep this format going. Find artists we like. Talk about things that caught our interest. Talk about things that we're hearing in spaces, what we're doing to explore. It feels right. If you guys have anything that you want to hear about, or artists, if you want to come talk to us about what you're doing or things that you're passionate about, please hit us up on Twitter or send us a comment or shoot us an email. However you can get in touch with us, like, please do, because we'd love to have you on here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Episode 6.